Good morning, my rogue readers. My name is Erin Rogoff, and welcome back to my booktube channel. Every reader has a favorite book or a favorite genre of book, but we also have least favorite genres and least favorite books. We also have book themes that we like and dislike as well. With that in mind, the themes in books that I hate the most include books with a character cried wolf scenario. In Don't Stay Up Late by R.L. Stine, the main character kept getting set up to look like the girl who cried wolf because a demon child transformed, yet his caretakers made the character look like she was either lying or going crazy or both. I also hate books where the main character is kept in the dark for their own good, which I don't think is always healthy or even the best choice for one's well-being. I am under the impression of, would you rather like a painful truth or a sweet lie? I will take the painful truth every single time because at least I know it's the truth. In That Summer by Sarah Dessen, Haven has secrets hidden from her. Her sister Ashley had a boyfriend who cheated on her, but she never told Haven, so Haven always thought that Ashley was the idiot for leaving her ex, but it was all resolved in the end, so that was a good point about That Summer. I would like to say that I loved the book after really thinking back on it on the days and weeks after I finished reading the book, because it took me a little while to understand the narrative and that this was coming of age and that it wasn't all romance, at least not for the main character, but it really was a powerful book in its own way, and I highly recommend you read it. I also hate books with a whiny narrative. In The Raft by S.A. Bodine, we follow the point of view of a young teenage girl who goes on a plane without telling anyone, which ends up crashing into the ocean, and the readers hear her complain so much. She complains about how her tight hairdo is hurting her. She complains about her reaction to the creepy guy following her. She complains about the colors of Skittles going away as she is on this raft with another person who was hiding Skittles from her, yet she saw it, and now she's complaining that the salt water is making her colors go away. It was so weird that I couldn't even finish the book because I was just complaining with every single page. And another thing, her nose piercing was so painful, so she soaks it in salt water. This book was definitely one that I don't plan on finishing and don't plan on revisiting anytime soon unless other people can convince me otherwise. That is unlikely, so for the foreseeable future, I will not be picking up The Raft by S.A. Bodine again. I also really dislike books with oblivious and or idiotic parental characters. In Lucky Girl by Jamie Pacton, which I read recently and absolutely loved, Jane's mom didn't know how much pain she was enduring, and her mom continued to be selfish even though it was unintentional. This doesn't mean I hated the book. I loved the book. Jane repaired her relationship with her mom and it was all good, but I still hate how her mom was so blind to her internal pain that she was just continuing on being, oh, this is all happy, this is all lovey-dovey, this, that, and the other thing. And Jane is suffering and she's trying to explain to her mom in sarcasm, and her mom isn't getting it. I can honestly say that I generally don't get sarcasm unless I'm the one being sarcastic. So I can sort of understand both points of view of being in pain and then not getting sarcasm like Jane's mother was. I also really dislike books with a love triangle that gets infinitely weirder. In the Quarantine series by Lex Thomas, which I loved up until book 3, there's a love triangle between brothers David and Will and girl Lucy. Lucy likes Will and then she falls in love with David. Lucy plans to sleep with David, but she gives her V card to Will. Later in the books, Lucy marries David and has his babies. This is kind of weird to me, but if I subtract the love triangle aspect that makes me so queasy, this is a really good series. I loved the Loners and the Saints, but the great thrill died after all that. And then I really dislike books that switch points of views halfway through a series without giving any time to readjust. In the Life as We Knew It series by Susan Beth Pfeffer, the first book follows Miranda's point of view. In the second book, we follow Alex's point of view. In the third book, we follow Miranda and Alex's points of views. And then in the fourth book, we follow Miranda's brother's POV without getting time to get used to him as our newest lead character. Plus, he is the type of guy who tries to condone sexually assaulting a girl, and because of that alone, I did not finish the book. The final thing that I really dislike about certain book themes is books with cliffhanger endings without sequels. In Rocks Fall Everyone Dies by Lindsay Rybar, Aspen up and leaves Leah, so we don't know what happens to her or what happens to Aspen's friends, and we don't know what happens after he meets his mom after, a whole year of ignoring her? There is so much unfinished business that has lots of potential for a sequel, but there isn't one, and I would love to get a sequel to Rocks Fall Everyone Dies because that book is just so unique and so individual, and yes, I wasn't really a fan of it until after I really thought about the book and got used to it, but I really wish there was a sequel because I would definitely want to know if Aspen starts to repair his relationship with his mom and then cut off all contact with his dad who was lying to him all this time. And before I go on another rant about Rocks Fall Everyone Dies, I'm going to stop the video here and go read a book. Anyway, that is all for today, so if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button to show some support, subscribe to my booktube channel to get more videos like this, turn on those notifications to be notified when I have a brand new video uploaded every other day. Keep on reading and have a great day, everyone!